So welcome. I know that anyone who is watching or attending this webinar is interested in at least changing one thing in their life, creating one positive habit at least. So this is a topic that comes up a lot for individuals or people who are interested in improving their health, for parents who are helping their children develop healthy habits as well. But creating habits, healthy habits, is an important topic. So let's just talk about that a little bit. But first, my name's Wendy Kohler. I'm a mother of those two beautiful girls. That's my husband, Sean. I have a background in kinesiology and my doctorate in physiotherapy, and I'm a retired physiotherapist. I'm also a Blue Diamond leader with doTERRA Essential Oils, the largest global essential oil company. And I really love what I do. Beyond helping people with essential oils and their health, I love helping them with their mental health as well, so that we can all live a little bit happier, a little bit better. So there's always something that we want to check out in our habits. I want you to think of one or two things that are habits for you that you'd like to change or improve upon. Just write those down. If you're catching this live, go ahead and write live or say where you're from. If you're catching the replay, then please feel free to put #replay. And what I think is very valuable is grabbing your favorite essential oil that helps you to focus or concentrate or integrate information. Great options are peppermint, rosemary, lemon. Balance is fabulous. I'm just going to breathe in mine here for a second. Okay, how do habits form? Every habit starts with a psychological pattern called a habit loop, which consists of a three-part process. The first thing is the trigger. Something triggers you. The second part is the behavior. This is usually the thing that you don't want to do, or you do want to do. And the third thing is the reward, or the associated feeling that you get with that behavior. Habits are behaviors that we're able to do on an autopilot or auto mode. Our subconscious is taking over these things, thanks to our neurological patterns. And these patterns develop over time and with repeated activity. If we do the same thing over and over and over again, it becomes a habit. I'm sure that's not a new concept to you, but the whole idea of neurological patterning might be. So the first piece of forming a habit is the trigger. Something we see, a time of day, perhaps another cue that tells our brain to go into this autopilot mode or allow this behavior to unfold. So it could be stress, it could be a certain person, it could be something you see through social media or on television, a commercial, for example. Time, location, a preceding event, an emotional state, or the presence of other people can all be triggers or cues for the behavior that we then let unfold. Habits versus decisions. This is funny. Not funny. This is big. Neuroscientists have traced our habit-making behaviors to a part of the brain called the basal ganglia, which also plays a significant role in the development of emotions, memory, and patterns and pattern recognition in the world around us. So we see our environment and we react. Decisions, on the other hand, are made in a different part of the brain where our executive functioning is performed, or more likely our frontal lobe. As soon as the behavior we decide to engage in becomes automatic, where we don't have to make the decision to do this anymore, our brain can go into more of a sleep mode or auto mode. That's why it's easy to drive while listening to the radio, or walk while talking to a familiar friend, or, I don't know, chew gum and walk at the same time. Behavior or routine. The second piece of forming habits involves routine or the behavior itself. What are three habits I want you to think of right now that you like to break or create? Three positive habits you'd like to create for yourself. And write them down beside you, or if you want to, list them in the comments or the chat box. But what are three things you like to break or create? The third piece of this whole system or habit loop is the reward, and it comes after the habit or the behavior is performed. The reward helps your brain remember the habit loop and repeat it in the future. So it gives it this reward, and then you're more likely to repeat. If you're not in the habit of brushing your teeth, for example, your reward might be the satisfaction of getting to stay in bed longer or sleep in. Consider one of the habits that you just wrote down or you thought about, and I want you to notice what's the reward that you get from that habit. Maybe stress at work, like in the hospital, causes you to go back in the nurse's station and you see those brownies sitting there from a beautiful family that brought them in. Your stress level, then you see the brownies and you know that taste of chocolate is going to make you feel better temporarily. So even if you're on a weight loss journey or trying to remove sweets from your diet more, your stress level plus the visual of that brownie and the knowledge that your brain has that this is going to taste good, that's going to trigger a habit, and that's going to override your willpower to try to create change in the area of reducing sugar. So how do we break these bad habits? Breaking habits starts with identifying your triggers. Once you know what prompts you to begin the habit loop, that cue, the easier it is to bring awareness to the behaviors and stop them from happening. So in the example I just gave you, where you're a stressed out healthcare worker and you go in the back nursing area and you see the beautiful treats, instead, maybe take a walk around the nurse's station. Instead, replace the habit of the brownie with having your apple, or drinking some water, or breathing in your favorite essential oil to help reduce those sugar cravings. When you're aware of your triggers, you can break out of your automatic mode and proactively change your routines or develop newer, healthier ones. This happens with your thoughts too. If we're seeing negative thoughts, we can recognize them, become aware of them, and shift them to something different. Every step in this pattern, this creation of new habits, is progress. So if you're concerned about binge eating, or if you have a tendency to eat half a bag of cookies every Friday night, plan on just bringing 2 cookies up to your bedroom at 10 o'clock as a start, and decide that you will not go back down for more. Put something else by your bedside. If you're trying to get more exercise in, practice doing 10 squats while you brush your teeth. You don't even have to sign up for a gym membership. All you have to do is start the action and begin your progress forward. Practice your willpower by making small, easy, pattern-breaking behaviors that will add to your overall sense of empowerment. They don't have to be massive goals, just little small ones. The more success you gain, the more your brain will see you as successful. Create prompts for yourself. This is a big one. Let's create some new triggers. If you're trying to go running more, put your running shoes by the front door in plain sight. Or if you want to go to the gym first thing in the morning because you don't usually end up going after work, get your gym clothes on right away. That's half the battle, I find. If you're trying to go to bed earlier, set a reminder or 4 on your phone that you get ready for bed, go upstairs, read your book, and try to fall asleep by 11:30 for a full 7 hours, or earlier if you're an early riser like me. Using sticky notes, photographs, visuals, little notes to yourself, they are very helpful. So feel free to get creative in this process. What's the payoff? Okay, if you want to succeed in creating a new habit, you'll need to build a reward that will make your mind remember to continue performing the habit in the first place. So give yourself a reward that you want to work towards. If you're trying to quit smoking or drinking, put that same money in a jar labeled for a vacation or a new outfit or something else that's important to you. If you're trying to get into the habit of being more active, take pictures of yourself to send to friends and ask them to help hold you accountable. Or treat yourself to a new workout outfit, water bottle, or pair of shoes for every fitness goal you accomplish. That's positive reinforcement. Those are the rewards that help form habit loops. Get physical. Okay, being active helps the body and the mind. The first segment of good habits will go outside the realm of running on the treadmill. But first, let's see. Share with us what habits you have in place when it comes to staying active, because this is a big one for us, guys. Sedentary lifestyles are a real problem. If you don't have any habits yet, that's okay. This is the place to get inspired. We're going to go through a few easy ones that anyone can implement. Number 1, take the stairs. Get out of the habit of taking the elevator or escalator and opt to take the stairs instead. It's not uncommon for me to take the stairs with my suitcases at the airport. because before or after a long flight, I need some movement in my body. You'll only get a split second to decide whether you want to take the stairs or not. So when you see the stairs, the queue, think yes and head straight for them. Plus, you'll get to the customs lineup faster and beat everyone. Park further away, another easy one that anyone can incorporate. Without thinking about it, we can get into the habit of driving around and around the parking lot, trying to find the closest spot to the entrance. But really, if you think about it, how much time or gas would we save if we just parked a little further and got some extra steps in? And people are less likely to ding our car if we're parked farther away, because they're looking for that close spot too. Are you guilty of trying to park as close as possible? Let's leave those spots for the people who need them for mobility issues. Do some desk exercise. Love this one. Now that I work from home, I get a lot fewer steps in my day, so I have to be intentional about my movement. Sitting at a desk all day can be surprisingly exhausting and often leaves you with no energy to be active once you clock out for your day. So try these quick exercises between your 9 to 5. Get up, stand up. While it isn't traditional exercise, research shows that standing is much better than sitting. Stand whenever you can and encourage standing meetings with coworkers. Or get one of those bouncy balls, one of the mobility balls, and sit on that so that at least your core is activated. Patient printer. While you're waiting for the printer, scanner, or copier, stand with your feet shoulder width apart and do some calf raises. Repeat 12 to 15 times. If you did that every time you went to the water cooler or printer, I wonder how strong your legs would be. If that's too easy, go ahead and do them one leg at a time. Housework. This is an easy one to incorporate and burn calories and movement and create more movement in your day. Here's a little surprising breakdown for you. Sweeping for 10 minutes burns 37 calories. And really, guys, it's not really only about calories. It's about creating movement in your day and creating energy. Vacuuming for 10 minutes, 37. Ironing for 20, 50 calories. Mopping for 20, 42. Making your beds for 10 minutes, 23 calories. Side note, making your bed every single morning, you are going to change your day if this is a new task for you, if this is a new habit you're trying to form. When you get home or get into your room at the end of the day and your bed is made, you will feel a lot better than coming home to a messy room. Teach your kids that at an early age too. Washing the dishes for 10 minutes burns 26 calories. I know these numbers probably seem small, but they add up. Even little things like making your bed encourages movement and organization, which are two habits that will certainly benefit your mental health. Now let's chat about mental habits. The thoughts we choose, take note of that word, choose to engage in can be harmful, or they can be positive, and become habits that hurt us in the short term and the long run. The next segment, we're going to focus on creating habits that improve your mental state. It's a big piece. Here's one. You've probably heard of don't go to bed angry. Yeah, because of confessed her all night long. If you can't sleep because there are words left unspoken, this is going to interrupt your sleep. So get into the habit of gently or constructively clearing things up before bed at the end of the day so that you're not left with poor sleep. Poor sleep depresses your immune system and contributes to a lot of things that are bad for your health. So let's clear the air before bed. Understand yourself instead of blaming others. This might be touchy for some of us. It's easy to get into the habit of blaming others for our emotions or for what we're feeling. But isn't it likely that perhaps something else is contributing to those feelings? Maybe you're feeling short with people. Maybe you're, getting angry quickly. Are you really upset with your coworker for typing too loudly? Or is there a chance that you're in a lousy mood for another reason, like your kids having a meltdown before you left for work? Is your significant other really at fault for forgetting to wash the dishes? Or are you just tired or mad at something that happened at work? Instead of lashing out, get into the habit of letting people know how you feel. It might make you feel better. Plus, more likely than not, when you do, they'll go a little bit out of their way to help make things easier for you. For example, if your friend's nail biting is especially irritating to you today, let them know, gosh, I didn't get any sleep last night and I'm feeling a little crummy. I just wanted to let you know ahead of time in case I come off as a little bit grumpy. A little warning goes a long way. Observe, don't judge. When we judge, we're usually projecting our feelings or insecurities out into the world. So the next time you find yourself thinking, wow, are they really wearing that? Take the time to correct your thoughts and find something you admire about the person instead, or something you're grateful for. Aren't their eyes pretty? Are they wearing a nice outfit? Do they have a great smile? Have they helped you at work in some way? Bonus points if you actually compliment them out loud. That can shift a day. Keep learning. The last segment of this experience will focus on the importance of expanding your mind and learning more, a habit that is often overlooked when we consider self-improvement. We've got to keep our brains active, guys. You know the whole use it or lose it thing? That is for real with brains. Watching foreign films. I thought this was an interesting one. Culture and media are often intertwined into one. By taking time to watch a movie or TV series in a different language, set in a different culture, you can broaden your perspective and enhance your knowledge while entertaining yourself. Try out a new show and then you'll be prompted with more cues, like on Netflix, the suggested ones. Makes habit forming easy peasy. Have you ever watched a TV series created in a different language? I challenge you to do that. Queue up some podcasts. Whoa, podcasts are awesome, and they're a super easy and free way to get tidbits of information without a lot of effort. You can find podcast topics on just about anything. Whether you have 5 minutes to spare or several hours, there's a podcast to keep you company. For me, I use my car as a rolling university. So instead of hearing commercials on the radio every 45 seconds, I listen to podcasts that bring me joy or cause me to expand my thinking. You can listen while you fold your laundry, burning calories. You can while you're making dinner, or while you're running errands, or even while you're exercising. Getting into the habit of learning new things is always a good thing. I have some sources that we took this information for the presentation from today. Things on habit triggers, how to break bad habits, habits and how they form, developing good healthy habits. I can put the link in an email for you. So lastly, I just want to thank you for attending today. I know there was a habit that you're trying to change and shift in your life. What I want to tell you is just be aware of the habit loop, the trigger, behavior, and reward, and try shifting what you're doing. Make sure you take credit for all the little wins that you have, and don't make your goals too lofty. Make sure you are able to succeed at them, and then the next time, maybe challenge yourself a little bit more. If you start to create more positive habits in your life, I promise you'll feel better on a day-to-day basis, and you'll affect those people around you. They're going to wonder why you're always looking happy and excited and feeling healthy, and they'll start to ask you. So make sure you share this knowledge with others. Feel free to share this presentation, tag anyone in it, and I'd love your feedback. If you have any questions, as always, you are welcome to email me at wendykoehler@gmail.com and connect with us on our Facebook page, Everyday Essentials with Wendy Kohler, or Everyday Essentials for Better Living. I'm also on Instagram at everydayessentials_life. If you'd like to learn more about essential oils or other healthy habits, I'm here for you. I do complimentary wellness consultations, and I would love to help you.